1 hour Saturday at midnight.
Welcome to the Demon's Dungeon. I'm filling my witch's brew for Paul and Nancy's soup. Serving live at 5.
Now, from the ATV News Center at every city and town in the Maritimes, this is the ATV Evening News, live at 5.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to a strange but true edition of Live at 5. Did I ever tell you my middle name was Cleopatra?
No, you never did. And did I ever tell you I was an ancestor of Captain Kidd?
Well,
I'll tell you, the pickings in the waters off in Nova Scotia are some fine. Who knows what treasures I'll get with?
You thief! I'm a queen, don't you know that? I'm not going in that house. Did you see that witch?
We are outside a very scary haunted house in Dartmouth for a very, very scary edition of Live at 5. And in just a moment or two, we're going to take you inside this haunted house.
I'm not going
and
inside,
your
Paul.
timbers.
Forget it. Forget it. Here's a quick look at some of the stuff we've got coming up on tonight's very special show.
I'm Janice Landry in Halifax with all my spooky friends and helpers, and we're getting ready for
Halloween.
And you can watch it on Live at 5!
I'm Alex Bass at the East End Boys and Girls Club in Moncton, where these children are cleaning up pumpkins for tomorrow's Halloween party, an alternative to door-to-door trick-or-treating. I'll have more later on Live at 5.
I'm Yvonne Colbert on your side tonight with some last-minute ideas for outfitting yourself or the kids for Halloween. You can do it from $1 to $3 or spend a little more. Those ideas are later on Live at 5.
I'm Colonel Smith in Hampton at the high school that dripped goose flesh. We'll have more coming up.
More fun. If they only knew.
Also ahead on this absolutely eerie edition of Live at 5, yet another Made in the Maritimes mystery from the Bill Jessam Chronicles. If he hasn't scared you yet, wait till tonight.
And we'll bring you the scariest moments from a weird and wacky week in sports, from the peculiar to the positively painful. It's the plays of the week. Later.
There is all this and much, much more ahead, including a live costume contest right here.
And a draw for a trip to Venezuela. Remember those Power Smart ballots you filled out at McDonald's? We got that coming up,
It
too.
could be you and your family.
Good waters in Venezuela. I've sailed them before.
Before we get underway, here's Steve Murphy back in the studio working on the ATV Evening News at 6. Steve.
All right, thank you, guys. Afternoon, everybody. Coming up in just under an hour on the ATV Evening News, it's the Trail of Two Cities. We're blazing the way into Halifax and St. John for a weekend of fun and revelry for thousands of Maritimers. Police and businesses in both of the region's largest cities are getting ready. We'll find out what you can expect as you head downtown for a Saturday night on the town tonight here on the ATV Evening News. Also on our program tonight, New Brunswick's Attorney General says okay to an inquiry into sex abuse at Kings Clear, but 15 new sex charges against Carl Toff will not go ahead. You'll find out why on the ATV Evening News. And at least some politicians will be put out of work if the electoral map of New Brunswick is redrawn as recommended. Find out which ones could be gone later on the ATV Evening News. Right now, it's time for our first fast look at the maritime weather forecast, and we hope this isn't scary. Over to meteorologist Richard Zorowski. Richard?
Well, I don't know. We got to talk to the cafeteria about the quality of the coffee around here. We rely a lot on coffee, particularly given the forecast. It looks as though that area of high pressure is moving out. And unfortunately, I've got a scary forecast coming up in just about half an hour, Steve.
Thank you, Richard. Weather in a half hour, and then in about an hour, all the day's top stories, including not very many smiles. In fact, quite a few long faces as the federal Tories hold a farewell cabinet meeting. There are calls for Kim Campbell to quit. But what else is in store as the party of Sir John A. licks its wounds and ponders the future? It's a little scary, too. It's coming up tonight in the ATV Evening News at 6 o'clock, right after Live at 5 with, well, Cleopatra and Long John Silver.
Enter at your own risk.
You ready?
I don't know about this, Paul. I don't know. Maybe we should just take the night off. Hello?
Oh!
Oh.
Hello, Nancy. Welcome to the Demon's Dungeon.
It's the amazing Hazel.
Wait, enter. Come right in.
Hazel.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, scared already.
Great.
I'm scared, Hazel. What do you got there in that basket?
Well, I'll tell you, Nancy. I have a few little pets that I'd like to share with you before you go through your journey in the haunted house.
Pets, Hazel?
Do you like snakes?
No.
Well, you may like this because it's not a snake,
Oh,
but it's a
okay.
mother rat nursing her young.
Sweet.
Look at it, isn't that beautiful?
Oh, Hazel.
The rats you have to worry about in the haunted house. It's what awaits you in the Demon's Dungeon's cave. So long and have a safe journey.
Anything's better than rats. Thanks, the amazing Hazel.
Lead the way.
I don't know about this, Paul. It's pretty dark. Ah, what's that? Holy Christopher cow. It says the medical clinic. What's going on here? What kind of medical clinic is this?
Welcome to my experiment in terror. This is the first time I ever did this one.
No,
Shut up!
What a gutsy guy.
Oh, this is too scary.
Remember, this is all just fun, but
I'm
are
scared.
you having fun yet?
I'm scared stiff. Let's
Quick, let's go out to Janice.
Janice Landry, take it away. I'm gonna run for cover.
Well, we're going to have a lot of fun here, Nancy and Paul. We're just getting ready for the costume contest right now. Things about to get underway. We have 3 scary categories: children, teens, and adults. These are some of our scary-looking competitors right now. Hi, Pink Panther. Who do we have here?
My name's Carol McClade.
And Carol, who's this little fella right here?
This is Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. Hi. And what's Carrie today?
Carrie's a dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Okay, well, Carrie's just one of the few contestants that we're going to have right now. I met a lot of other scary little creatures today at Rocking Stone Heights School, Paul and Nancy, because Halloween, of course, is still for the kids.
Say boo.
Boo.
Say it louder.
Boo.
Say it louder.
Boo.
Costumes are getting so real these days. Sting me. Ah! You are a bumblebee. Some kids have a hard time remembering it's just for fun, and it's only one day. What are you supposed to be today?
A clown.
A clown? Would it be safe to guess you're a clown every day?
Yeah.
So you guys are getting married. When are you getting married?
When we get bigger.
When you get bigger? How much bigger? Like my size bigger?
Yeah.
Show me a teenage mutant ninja jump. Okay? Who are you supposed to be? Can you tell me?
I can't remember.
But kids can remember the bottom line for them when it comes to Halloween. Hey, what kind of candy do you want?
Milkshake and stuff.
If I came out trick-or-treating with you, would you give me some of your candy?
Yeah.
You would? That's awfully nice. What kind of candies would you give me? The ones that you don't like, or?
Yeah, the ones that I don't like.
Halloween, or All Hallows Eve, dates back to ancient Druid times, held on the eve of All Saints' Day. In ancient Britain and Ireland, the Celtic festival of Samhain was held on October 31st, the end of summer, signifying the end of the cycle of life. The souls of the dead were supposed to revisit their homes on this day. That's why there's a sinister significance about Halloween. But there's another side to Halloween, too, and it's far from sinister.
A little devil.
You're what?
A little devil.
A little devil?
Yeah.
Oh, is it a devil or a devil?
A little devil.
Are you... Get a load of this hair. I don't know what it's going to look like after the costume contest. Officer, are you going in the costume contest?
Yeah, I am.
Well, can I get your name?
Fred Stillman.
Now, Fred, if you don't win, are you going to arrest me?
Yes, I am.
I think I might get arrested looking like this anyway. Paul and Nancy, back to you. We'll have an update later.
Thanks, Janice.
Looks like the operation was a success back here. That's a lovely trick, isn't it?
Very nice.
Well, on the Halloween vein, you know, a lot of people have concerns about sending their kids out at night trick-or-treating, and a lot of safety concerns. So as an alternative, some parents in the Maritimes have come up with a new idea. It's the Halloween party instead of the more traditional festivities.
And as ATV's Alex Vass tells us tonight, these parties are a hit with both parents and their children.
Okay, well, first of all, the event's going to start off with a magic show by Kevin Robart, and it's going to be basically on Halloween. It's going to be a special magic show.
For many years now, the community of Dieppe has held a Halloween party. It started when parents expressed concerns over tampered treats. The party gives parents an alternative to the traditional door-to-door fun that children have.
We have a lot of 3 to 6 years old that come out, and they can have that fun aspect of Halloween, which is really for the kids. And we feel it's important to give them that opportunity in the community where they don't have to go out on the streets.
At the East End Boys and Girls Club in Moncton, parent volunteer Helen Strachan is filling treat bags for the club's annual Halloween party. 80 children are expected tomorrow morning. As a parent, safety is a big concern for her.
It keeps the children off the street. You know, you don't have that worry of being pulled in by a stranger or, you know, even treats being tampered with. Or they're here, they're in a safe place.
Saturday afternoon in Halifax, Monster Mash at Grand Parade Square will offer children treats and lots of fun. Many activities and service clubs offer the alternative parties. It's the socializing that makes them a success.
Halloween party definitely gives the kids a social outing that they can interact with the other kids and participate in the games.
In some communities, the Halloween party is more than an alternative for going door-to-door on Halloween night, but it's become an extra feature.
Right after our event they're ready to go to door-to-door, so it's a full-day event now.
In Moncton, Alex Bass, ATV News.
Well, get a load of this, Alex.
Oh, I hate spiders, but this is ridiculous.
Well, she's got snakes all over her, so you should be getting along with spiders. We want to bring in Eric Fisher, co-creator of this amazing haunted house. Job well done.
Well, thank you very much. We had a lot of fun doing it. The Downtown Dartmouth Development Corporation headed it up, and Louis Hazel, as you well know, and you met out front there, is
the amazing Hazel.
The amazing Hazel had a lot to do with this, and I just helped out, and we had a lot of volunteers.
I'm not sure that we've made it clear yet that you guys are doing this in a charitable way. All the donations go to Christmas Daddies.
Christmas Daddies, exactly. And we've had a lot of volunteer help. There's about 31 people who run this place in an evening.
Most of them pretty scary.
Yes, most of them pretty scary, and they put in a lot of hours and a lot of hard work to put it all together.
Well, Eric, sorry, you've had hundreds of people through this week, haven't you?
Yes, on that Tuesday night when it rained and stormed and it was just like a hurricane out there, we had 460 some come through.
Amazing.
Last night we had over 800. So it was really great. We had a great turnout, much better than last year.
$2 for adults, $1 for kids, and there's a donation pot outside too, right?
Yes, there is.
Because it took you how long to put this together?
About 5 weeks.
Whew. And it's well worth that price of admission. Trust us, as you'll see in the rest of the show tonight.
It's upset me a little bit here in the evenings. Like sometimes I find that my stomach gets a little upset.
Eric, you're a sick man.
I just take a Tums or a Rolaids and it goes away.
Good solution.
Yeah, well, don't you go away, because we're going to show you more of the fabulous haunted house in just a moment.
Great.
Seen a lot of ugly things sailing the high seas, but I've not seen one uglier than this. Oh, and it's radioactive area too. Oh, Nancy, get me out of here. I don't know how I got in, but I want to get out.
Sorry, Paul, I'm busy.
Come on, get me
My
out of here.
curiosity's getting the best of me. Open at your own risk. Do you suppose it's safe? Looks like a coffin. Sorry about that. Who are you?
Jeff Clark.
Jeff, you look like you've been dying to be on television.
Yeah.
You're one of the volunteers here. Are you having fun?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
13.
Is that your real nose?
No.
There he
No,
is.
it's my real name.
Are you from Dartmouth?
Yes, I am.
You want to say hi to your mom?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Excellent. Thanks, Jeff. That's a great costume. If you haven't got your costume for Halloween yet, time is running short. But guess who's here to help you? Yes, you may not recognize her, but ATV's Yvonne Colbert is on your side. I didn't recognize her when she came over.
And yes, I have got some great ideas for Halloween costumes, Nancy, that are guaranteed not to cost you a bundle or an arm and a leg, or should I say a hand and a foot.
Oh.
We've only got a couple days to do it, and we don't want to spend a lot of money. Help.
Dracula, an old favorite.
Right.
You can start with your $3 Dracula cape here.
Mm-hmm.
You can move into your $1.25 sticks of grease paint for your face.
Mm-hmm.
You can put on your cape, slick back your hair, wear your black pants and white shirt, and you're Dracula.
Okay, we need some teeth, though.
Oh, yes, we need some fangs right on. $1.95. These are kind of neat fangs here. They're $2.95.
Make me into a clown sheep.
Okay, let's go to your husband's closet and get some loud clothes.
You know them, don't you?
And let's add your $1.75 clown nose.
Okay.
Now let's add your $5.95 clown wig. And your 5-color assortment of clown makeup for $2.95, and bingo, you're a clown.
And there are tons of inexpensive accessories like wigs, hats, and bones to add to whatever costume you drum up. And then there are the second stores.
This is their bin.
This looks interesting.
It is. We can use this for either the 50s look or we can use for a can-can girl.
And now I spied these. These look like they'd be great Dracula pants.
Those
with the
are
satin
excellent.
Down the side.
I'm surprised they're still left, Yvonne.
And there's something furry under here. What's
Yes.
this?
Well, this is one of our specialties.
You could cut the sleeves off and what, be a caveman?
Mm-hmm. And we have our suit coat here for our Herb Tarlick look.
And if all else fails, try a fabric store where the clerks have tons of ideas and lots of sales, too.
Put a brown pair of pants on, a green top, pin these apples that you get for Christmas decorations on. You're an apple tree.
What a great idea.
Use green felt in the shape of a Christmas tree. Just put it on their shoulders, glue it together at the sides, and their head becomes the angel. If you use a white sweatsuit, pants, top with a hood, put black dots of fabric all over it, and they can go as a Dalmatian. I mean, it's really, there's, no limit, just your imagination.
Thanks, Yvonne. Well, listen, we had a lot of fun picking out our costumes. Actually, okay, I picked out his costume. Do you like it?
I love it. I love being a pirate.
Holly Bootlear at Bootlear's Costume Rentals in Dartmouth, again, this year gave us a lot of help, and they help out because this is all in aid of Christmas daddies.
Yep. And we want to say, again, thanks to the people at the haunted house. Hey, you haven't seen half of it yet. There's lots more to come. I love the detail in this place, Nancy. Look at this shelf just full of body parts. It's amazing. Just great detail.
More Live at 5 in just a minute.
Reach out and grab you.
She lost her head. I think she's moving. Do you see it too? Oh, don't be afraid. I'll protect you.
We're not at the only haunted house in the Maritimes on this Halloween weekend. Take a look at this one in St. John, set up in the McAllister Place Mall. They're raising funds for the United Way, and it's great to see the charity spirit prevailing in Halloween.
Halloween's a great time to raise money for charity because, hey, adults obviously like to dress up too, right?
Our tour of the magnificent haunted house, the Nightmare on Wentworth Street, continues. We are in the section.
Is this the monkey that escaped in Moncton?
I don't know. It's been eating a lot of bananas if it is. This kind of deja vu for me. I remember being in this jail last year, and what did we get in this cell?
Oh, not
gruesome.
Good. Tough break, guy.
Gruesome. Hard to read a book when you're tied up like that, I guess.
There's
and who have we got in
a
here?
woman over here, Paul.
Who's
There's
this?
A woman. Oh no, it's just a
I
dummy.
think it's
Okay, I'm out of here.
Let's move along.
And happy Halloween to you,
I'm starting to get a
too.
little spooked here.
Well, students and staff at Hampton High near St. John, of course, are in the Halloween spirit. They've been busy making preparations for a musical called, get this, The High School That Dripped Goose Flesh.
Yeah, that's pretty scary, isn't it? And it begins a 5-day run. That's starting on next Tuesday. Our Connell Smith dropped by to check it out. Connell?
The scene is Mandrake High, 30 or so years ago. Fun-loving bunch of students and their not always so fun-loving teachers are about to witness some very strange things.
Making a big mess as usual. I suppose you expect me to sweep it all away.
It's a kind of combination slapstick, parody, make fun of horror, make fun of the whole genre, in a sense, and it's really, really foolish.
Director Carl Killen says the Tim Kelly musical has been really enjoyable for the cast. In Act 1, Tammy Williams, played by Cheyenne Duncan, makes up a horror story to get herself off the hook with her English teacher.
They only knew.
In her tale, Mandrake High is haunted by the manatee, Katie Daly, who ensures that a lot of frightening things happen.
How would you guys describe this play? What's it like?
It's a musical horror soup.
It's like a Rocky Horror Picture Show type thing.
Try to make sense of it.
The plot is basically bonkers.
It's bananas.
Insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wacky.
It's back and forth, movement all the time. You got just throwing lines and puns all over the place.
The high school that dripped goose flesh opens Tuesday at the Hampton Community Theater, which is part of the school. Tickets are $7. In Hampton, Donald Smith, ATV News.
Well, everybody, break a leg.
Yeah, have a great show, kids. And we're having a great show here in Live at 5, the special Halloween edition. We don't want to forget, though, the very special milestones that we do every day here in Live at 5.
That's right. We're celebrating Halloween. A lot of people are celebrating milestones around the Maritimes. Take, for example, Fred and Muriel Zwicker of Dartmouth. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary today. Also, Irene and Joan Gallant of St. John. They're marking their golden anniversary, and their 5 children and 6 grandchildren. Wish them all the best. We also wish all the best to Veronica and Henry Martel on their special anniversary. Henry writes us that they are still very much in love after all these years. Isn't that romantic? He mentions his wife is quite ill, and he says he could never repay her for raising such a beautiful family and for being such a loving wife and mother. We wish them all the best. Harvey and Dorothy Levy are celebrating their diamond wedding anniversary. That is their 60th, of course. The Levys have 3 daughters, 6 grandchildren, and 4 great-grandchildren. Congratulations go out to Bert and Hattie Hughes of Middle Musquodoboit, Nova Scotia. The Hughes are celebrating their 63rd anniversary, Paul.
And this lady, Mrs. Mabel Charlton of Maitland Bridge, Nova Scotia, is 100 years old today. Mrs. Charlton still lives in her own home and hangs her wash out on the line every Monday morning. Now, tomorrow, Cecil and Harriet Beckwith of Hansport, Nova Scotia, celebrating their 50th. And tomorrow, there's an open house for Mr. and Mrs. Howard Richardson of South Bar, Cape Breton. The Richardsons are celebrating their golden anniversary. And it's 64 years of married life for Dorothy and Wendell Bull of Woodstock, New Brunswick. We wish them all the best. It's also been 64 years of marriage for Ingram and Etta Gilmore of Upper Chelsea, Nova Scotia. The info sent to us says they have 8 children, 30 grandchildren, and 29.8 great-grandchildren, so they must have another one on the way. And finally, a very special happy birthday to a friend of mine. I met her last year, Florenda Hurdle of Dayspring, Nova Scotia, celebrating her 106th birthday on Halloween. All the best to all of our milestone couples and birthdays on this very special Halloween weekend.
And we have one more milestone to tell you about.
This is one we haven't done this kind of thing before, but we thought it was worth mentioning. McLeod's Clover Farm Store is celebrating its 70th anniversary today in Vernon River, Prince Edward Island. Now, brothers Lloyd and Don McLeod were on hand today with a special anniversary cake for their friends and customers.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Well, this is a milestone in itself. I've never been in a house quite this spooky, and there is lots more to come in the second half of Live at 5, isn't there?
Don't go away. We're going to show you more of the fabulous Nightmare on Wentworth Street in just a moment. Don't go away.
I'm Bill Jessamine. Later in Live at 5, the story of why the ghost of an American millionaire haunts this place to this very day.
Okay, this is and we're not coming back for...
In the cool of the evening, I turn around to find her. She's a spellbinder.
Some great costumes outside of the Nightmare on Wentworth Street. We're going to get to the costume contest a little later in the show, and we're also going to give away a trip to Venezuela, part of our Power Smart Month.
A lot of people
contest.
out there are waiting for that drive.
That's right, and that brings us to our Power Smart tip of the day, and because it's the final Power Smart tip, we made 2 of them for you. Here we go. The first one is, and this is a good one for folks at the office, putting your photocopier on standby when it's not in use can reduce energy consumption by as much as 70%. Hey, and don't forget to turn off your computers before leaving the office, especially for the weekend.
And back at home, use an electric coffee maker or a kettle for tea. Much more efficient than heating water on the stove. And as Paul said, later on Live at 5, we'll be making the draw for the Power Smart trip to Venezuela.
Yeah, we hope you've had some good ideas from our Power Smart month here on ATV. It's a good idea, of course, to be Power Smart year-round, though, just not 1 month of the year.
Richard Zarowski arranged for a full moon for tonight. Did you know that?
I think he's also somewhat responsible for putting us behind these bars. And we're hoping to break out for the rest of the show, but right
Richard,
now we'll
was
put
it
it
you?
over to the capable hands of Richard.
You know, there's weird stuff happening all over the place today. I don't know what it is, full moon, Halloween, or what. Got to talk to the people down at the cafeteria about this coffee. Anyway, let's talk some weather here. What we got is a ridge of high pressure starting to move through the region. However, it's a short-lived ridge of high pressure, unfortunately. Looks as though that's going to be moving out, so we're looking at increasing cloudiness tonight, and there is the culprit down to the south. Large low-pressure disturbance moving in from the southeastern seaboard of the United States from the southwest, up through the maritime regions, pushing out that area of high pressure, and of course we're looking at increasing amounts of cloud overnight, and then we're looking at precipitation. Daytime highs today, we're under partly cloudy skies down to the south and mainly cloudy skies to the north and east. Temperatures hovered between 4 and 8 degrees across the maritime regions. Not as warm as we would have liked to have had it, but the sunshine in the south sure did feel nice. For tonight, we're going to start out with that spooky full moon, and the clouds come rolling in, and then what we're looking at is some showers coming down in the wee hours of the morning. Overnight lows will be between 3 and 5 degrees in the maritime regions. Then we can expect to see that low pressure disturbance pretty much staying on top of the maritime regions, moving from the southwest through to the northeast. By tomorrow evening, you can see the cold front pretty much on top of us, right through the central southern areas of New Brunswick, and it's moving laterally. It's not pushing through from the north or down from the south, but from the southwest through the northeast, traveling along its length through the maritime region. So for tomorrow, no big change in the weather patterns once they get settled. What we can expect to see are temperatures between 9 and 11 or 12 degrees, widespread showers, and it will start to get a little windy, although we'll stay on the mild side as well. Close-up view of the temperatures for New Brunswick between 9 and 10 degrees. Out to the east in Prince Edward Island and Cape Breton Island, temperatures steady around 10 degrees as well. Mainland of Nova Scotia, 10 to 11 degrees. Again, mainly cloudy with showers, precipitation all over the place. And if you're sort of wondering what's going to be happening for the rest of the week, well, this is the way things stack up. What we're looking at for probability of sunshine, first of all, for Saturday and Sunday, whichever day you choose to have for your scary Halloween, looks as though the precipitation is going to be there. Both tomorrow and Sunday, we're hovering between a 20% probability of sunshine and a 40% probability of sunshine, but definitely a large probability of having scary stuff going on in your neighborhood. Monday and Tuesday, the sunshine finally does make a chance to come out, and we're looking at a 60 to 80% probability of precipitation. And again, that is brought in by another area of high pressure, but we're also looking at much cooler temperatures. A quick peek at the satellite map once again shows what's going on. Unfortunately, we're looking at a low-pressure disturbance down to the south, which will become our weather maker. And I'm going to have another sip of this great coffee they have down in the cafeteria. That's it for the weather forecast. Now back to Wentworth with Paul and Nancy.
Well, Richard, we've got a review of your weather forecast now. What did you think? I think we get the point.
We got a date for you, Richard, after the show.
Try this for size. The world around the corner, the winds talk in the dry holly tree.
Yes, it's the inclination of the dark moon, the attraction of the passageway, the paw under the door.
The sobbing in the chimney, the evil in the dark closet.
And it's not even Halloween Eve yet, but we know what it means, right?
Yes, Paul, that scary poem sets the stage for yet another of Bill Jessum's Maritime Mysteries.
Pounding surf smashes against the rocky coastline of northern Cape Breton. The sounds of the ocean echoes inland, but are lost forever in the sweep of the deep valleys and lush meadows of the Cape Breton Highlands. And sitting majestically above the high cliffs is Celtic Lodge, a place where the weary traveler may spend a night or an eternity. All the lands and the original buildings were owned by an American millionaire. On his deathbed, he willed this part of the Highlands to his wife. The government of Nova Scotia had other plans for this Highland place. Woe betide to those who attempt to profit from a widow's misfortune. Back in the 1930s, the government of Nova Scotia expropriated this land from the widow of American millionaire Henry Clay Corson. That expropriation reached down into the very grave of old Henry. Legend has it that because of that expropriation, the ghost of Henry Clay Corson cannot rest. His spirit rises to walk endlessly over the land that once was his. When old Henry was alive, he spent many hours walking the land he developed out of a wilderness. It is said that even during daylight hours, his spirit moves between the birches of his beloved peninsula. When dark shadows fall and the mist sweeps over the highlands, the ghost of Henry Clay Corson wanders the corridors of Celtic Lodge. Here is where time stands still. Employees whisper of hearing someone or something walking the hallways late at night, of doors opening and closing on their own, of seeing an unfamiliar face appearing in a window and just as quickly disappearing. Lodgers cannot shake the feeling of a strong presence in their midst, as if they were being followed, as if they were being watched. Some employees and visitors wonder if there is something other than humans spending a night at Celtic Lodge. In 1926, Henry Clay Corson died and was buried in Akron, Ohio. Later, his wife became much too ill ever to return to Cape Breton. Local legend has it, however, that not only the spirit of old Henry, but that of his wife lives on forever in the highlands of Cape Breton.
You can't beat Billy for a good ghost story. And you can't beat the crack technical storytelling crew that he has, Robin Hinton and Kevin McDonald, shooting and editing. Fantastic
They did
stuff.
a great job.
Great series this week, Bill.
We loved it. And you know, I can't wait to see the rest of the house. There is a lot more Live at 5 to come, but did you ever get the feeling somebody was watching you?
It's funny you say that, Nancy. I've had that feeling all day. I don't know what it could be. Strange.
In the neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! There's something weird, and it don't look good.
Nate, what a relief. Look, it's just nice to get away from those spooks, goblins, and monsters. Isn't this a nice fireplace?
I know,
It's
this
warm.
got to be the most sedate part of this whole
it's great.
haunted house. We thought we'd take a little breather, and it's kind of appropriate that we have the fireplace here because we're going to have a fireside chat, kind of, with Mike Duffy inside Ottawa in just a moment. But, you know, I was admiring not only the fireplace and the beautiful mantelpiece here, Nancy, but the piece of art here. This is a very nice picture. Dad's...
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That's what you call modern art.
Just when you thought you'd gotten away
Moving
from
art.
all the ghouls and goblins, one pops... I think we're going to have to move on. Why don't we give it to Steve Murphy and find an even safer place than this? Steve?
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Afternoon, everybody. Coming up here inside 20 minutes on the ATV Evening News. Our two biggest cities in the region are getting ready for some Halloween fun themselves. Police and businesses are making preps now as hundreds, if not thousands, of boisterous visitors prepare to descend on downtown Halifax and downtown St. John. The story's coming up tonight at the ATV Evening News. Also on our program tonight, a convicted killer walks away from a minimum security prison where he was serving his sentence. At this hour, he's still on the lam. He's not considered dangerous. We have details for you coming up in the Evening News at 6 o'clock. And also tonight. Take the last waltz, if you will. The Tories hold one final cabinet meeting before assuming their new non-party status in Ottawa. There are calls for Kim to quit after leading the party to its disastrous showing on Monday. So we will have the story, a look at all of the ramifications and what the party of Sir Johnny is doing to recover from this terrible blow tonight on the ATV Evening News coming up here at 6 o'clock. And also, if you've ever wondered how your life would change if you won $15 million, we will meet some people who have won the money, and we'll find out what kind of cars they're now driving. That's coming up here inside 20 minutes or so on the ATV Evening News at 6 o'clock, along with a story about why some maritime politicians are about to disappear. Right now, though, it's time to turn our attention to federal politics. And joining us from inside Ottawa is the Bard of Prince Edward Island, the Right Honorable Mike Duffy. Hi, Duff.
How are you, Stephen?
I'm dandy. I'm better than Kim Campbell. And I want to ask you, first of all, inside Ottawa tonight, just how tenuous is Kim's situation at the moment?
Well, she's lost her seat, but she hasn't reduced her... Oh, that's one of the many jokes that's making the rounds, hasn't reduced her bottom. She's going to stay for a while at least. I think that everybody here knows that she's toast, she's gone, she's history. The Tories are already, they've canceled their weekly newspaper subscription to the Hill Times, cost at least 50 cents a week. They've put out word that they've got their high-rise office building for lease. They're looking for smaller quarters. Somebody said they're looking for a two-story building.
A two-story building.
The jokes are making the rounds here, including a suggestion that if you see Jean Charest walking down the hall talking to himself, don't be alarmed. It's just a meeting of the Quebec Tory caucus.
I was going to say at least the caucus has achieved gender parity now.
Yes, exactly.
Elsie and Jean Charest.
Somebody, a lot of the people here don't know Elsie Wayne. She's new to the federal scene.
Oh, they're going to know her.
They'll know her. And somebody said, how do you describe Elsie Wayne in one wag? I don't know if it was Brian Underhill of the Herald, but somebody said, well, she's sort of like Sheila Kopp's mother. So I don't know if that's a compliment to Elsie or not.
Well, look,
anyway.
I want to come around to this question because, let's face it, most of the MPs from this part of the country in Ottawa are Grits. How many of them are going to be in the cabinet?
I tell you, it's an embarrassment of riches Chrétien has. He has 4 or 5 potential ministers in Newfoundland. He's got 4 potentials in PEI with Wayne Easter filling in there in Catherine Colbeck's old seat. And look at the situation he's got in Nova Scotia with a lot of MPs. Dave Dingwall, of course, is a longtime Chrétien loyalist, and there are many people who believe he will be given the senior maritime position and sort of the heir apparent to the former guru of maritime liberal politics, Alan McKechnie.
Are you buying that, by the way, Duff? I mean, does Dingwall stand to figure as prominently in a Chrétien government as Alan Jay did in the Trudeau government?
I tell you, I think a lot of people for a long time have underestimated Dave Dingwall. He's bright. He's a hard worker. This is a disciplined man. He knows politics. He's a natural politician. The only thing he has to get by to be the guru would be Mary Clancy, Ron MacDonald, Francis LeBlanc, Russell McClellan. Francis, by the way, has been voted 2 years running as the sexiest MP. So,
I've heard that, yeah.
Dave may be a little worried about that competition there.
All right.
So it's going to be a tight race because he's promising to keep a small cabinet, but I would say that we should look at Dave Dingwall as being the new godfather of Atlantic Canada.
What's coming up on Sunday?
Well, we're going to talk about the helicopters. We're going to talk about the Bloc Québécois and their tactics here. Fascinating to see Quebec put the gun to Jean Chrétien's head over the helicopters. And they pulled the trigger, and guess what? The little flag came out and said burp instead of bang. Quebec has lost its grip on the Liberal Party. They only have 20 seats, not 75. So there's a new power sharing going on here, and I think we'll see Dingwall at the top of the heap.
Okay, Duff, we will see you on Sunday.
Okay, pal.
Thanks.
It's a bet.
That is
Bye-bye.
ATV's Mike Duffy. You'll see him again here 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, which is Halloween, which brings us back to these two, Nancy and Paul. Well, you were Nancy and Paul. I don't know what the heck happened to you now. Here they are at the haunted house.
Thanks, Steve. Yes, we're back at the Nightmare on Wentworth Street in Dartmouth, and we're having fun. This is, I'm not sure if it's Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, but it's definitely an authentic-looking Dracula. Anything to say for yourself? He's moving a little bit. I think maybe I want to get out of here.
Well, he's been sleeping all day. You got to expect him to be a little bit groggy.
He's not a morning person. What can we say?
Yeah, I guess so. Dracula's over in that corner, and check out this corner over here, folks. This is a perfect segue. I've been keeping an eye on the videotape all week. Coming up next, the plays of the week. You look great. And I'm a bad apple. What can I say? In jail once again. Paul Menya here on Live at 5, the Halloween edition. And you know what it is time for, folks? It is time for a very special edition of the Atlantic Chrysler Dealers Plays of the Week. I've searched the world over, and in fact, I'm going to take this patch off my eye because I want to ogle the Plays of the Week with both good eyes. I've found some very special and appropriate video tape. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Atlantic Chrysler Dealers Plays of the Week, we're going to introduce you to a fellow by the name of Bill Shirk. He's an artist from the excited states of America. Are we ready to roll the videotape on our man, Bill Shirk, the special Halloween edition of the Plays of the Week? Check out Mr. Shirk, who was buried alive a couple of days ago. He hopes to come out of his coffin on Halloween night. However, preparations didn't go smoothly. The snake he planned to be buried with was not the perfect coffin mate. They had to find another one, but Bill apparently decided to go ahead with the tarantula. Yeah, he's got that down underground with him. Is this guy crazy or what? He has experience, though, folks. He was once buried alive for 14 days. Have a nice weekend, Bill. We'll be thinking about you. I don't know what you folks at home think of Bill Shirk, but the Munsters find it all very entertaining, and I think they'll like these highlights, too. Nice effort by Xavier McDaniel of the Boston Celtics coming up. Check this out. The nice little spin move. Gets to the basket, gets by that big guy, Bradley, and the ball somehow falls. And what do you think of this shot by Tony Hunter of the Detroit Pistons? A bounce, and it's in. Nice shot. I bet we can top it. How about this? Off the backboard and into the basket. Or even better, off the ice, under the goalie, nothing but net. The best vertical leap of the week, however, went to the Blues goalie. Curtis Joseph got out of the way of Hartford's Jeff Sanderson in a hurry. What? Which makes you wonder about this low light by Cam Neely, who misses the wide open net. But Cam made up for that, and how? Look at this beauty moving goal to the far side with the blind backhand. You can enter the Chicago Stadium, but you must check your opponents at the bench. So that's what Chris Chelios did with Basil McRae. Brent Thompson of the LA Kings and Darren McCarty of the Red Wings want to be boxers for Halloween. Fellas, wearing the wrong costumes if you want to be boxers, okay? Let's go out to the links. After these guys, right, the links here. This is the seniors tour. Check out this shot. It kind of got away. This shot is going way to the right and going down the golf cart path. Oh, it's gone. Got to show you Jim Gallagher off to a dang good start, he says, at the PGA Championship in San Francisco. Course record 63 yesterday. Oh, and that other ball, it's still going and going and going. Ben Seymour of Chattanooga, Tennessee might be of some assistance to that feller. He has plenty of balls. 6,430 to be exactly. Nice guy, a little wacky, that's all. And this Canadian freestyle skier, Lloyd Langlois, doing his impersonation of your kids after they eat that first pillowcase full of Halloween candy, huh? Our fan of the week, the Little Flame Girl. And have we got a treat for her? You like flames, kiddo? You got them, and more at the implosion of the Dunes Hotel in Las Vegas. That sucker is out of here. Hey, man, what can I say? It's a little too hot for you, a little too hot for me. Don't worry. Nancy's knight in shining armor is coming to the rescue.
There he is.
All right,
Finally.
The Plays of the week. I think historically, I think we got that wrong. I don't think the knights would have come to save you, right?
I don't think so. Nice try, though. Well, everybody loves the Plays of the Week. Everybody loves Halloween, right? And everybody loves winning. Am I right?
Yes, the winning. That's coming up next.
We're back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand.
It's my brew.
Your brew?
Yes.
And what's in it? Or should I ask?
Well, we hope you're staying.
For dinner?
Yes.
I don't know, Paul. What do you think?
I think we better get out of here. That's what I think. We're out of here. No.
It's not polite to ask what's for dinner before you accept the invitation, is it?
Oh, you must stay.
I heard something about Paul and Nancy soup earlier, so Nancy, I just want to... Look, it's been nice talking to you, Witch, but we have to go.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you so much anyway.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Janice, take it away. Gotta go.
Hey, hurry. Can somebody help me with the little back to the little...
You look lovely. You look marvelous.
You're up.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nancy and Paul, it was a great time today. We had almost 200 contestants, and it came down to these finalists. Here we have Melissa Pasmino. Melissa, tell me who you are today.
And Cleopatra.
You're giving Nancy Reagan a run for her money, were you not?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you might have won, Nance. Sorry to tell you, but she's got the better costume. Then this scary critter, the Predator, is Jamie McLean. What, Jamie, is that a heavy costume? And talk loudly.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
And talk really loud. Who made it for you?
My brother.
Your brother made it? And last but not least, the Beast from Beauty and the Beast over here. And who helped you with your costume?
I cheated. I rented it.
You rented it? Well, congratulations. We had a great time here today. Now it's back to Nancy and Paul.
Actually, we decided
Sorry.
it wasn't safe in there.
Well, listen, you've got to run for your money right here.
Wait a second. She's much better Cleopatra than I am.
I don't know. I think she's one.
Looks pretty good. You're right, Janice. Congratulations, everybody. We've got more winners now in store for you.
That's right. You remember those McDonald's forms you filled out for Power Smart Month? We want to introduce the Lightning Bug. Louis the Lightning Bug from our Power Smart people. And back here is Martha Reynolds from Maritime Marlin Travel. You're going to do the honors. It's a trip to Venezuela. Come on right in here. Come on right in.
It's crowded. There's a big crowd. And look, there's a huge lineup to get into the haunted house now. Martha, are you nervous? Very. Okay. Drum roll, please. Okay. Drum roll, please, Spider-Man. Okay. Who's going to win the trip?
Tell me if I'm on. I don't know.
Ready? I'm ready. Here we go, guys.
Pull her out. This is for a trip to Venezuela.
Trip to Venezuela. The Dunes Resort, courtesy of Adventure Tours. Read it, Martha. Maritime Marlin Travel. And the winner is Jamie York of Parsboro, Nova Scotia. Congratulations, Jamie. Wonderful.
We're
Exciting.
going to Venezuela. Time to check out our primetime lineup before we quickly leave the air here. The winner, Jamie York, as you can see. Congratulations tonight on ATV. It's a full house. Murphy Brown, Boys Meet World, Step-by-Step Nurses. The movie tonight, Silence of the Lambs at 9 o'clock. Is that appropriate or what? Followed by Family Album at 11:30.
And don't forget to tune us in Monday live at 5. Your children, you love them, but are they too expensive? If they're costing you money, you might want to watch us Monday live at 5. That's it for us for now from the haunted house.
Hope
on
you
Wentworth
enjoyed it.
Street. It's open all weekend.
That's right. Nightmare on Elm, or Wentworth Street. It's been terrific. Have a great weekend and a safe one, everybody. Now here's Steve Murphy with the ATV Evening News at 6. Steve?
Thank you, guys. Tonight, getting ready to party in the region's 2 largest cities.
Just get crazy, just get carried away. As far as I'm concerned, they don't need any more encouragement to be, weird.
Just going to be the biggest party that St. John's ever seen.
Redrawing the map and putting some politicians out of work.
The committee of the legislature will lean forward into adopting this document as is, while knowing full well that not everybody will be pleased.
And the knives come out as the Tories disappear.
We're on our knees, we're bleeding, and we're going to have to get up and decide who we are.
From the #1 news team in Atlantic Canada, the ATV Evening News.